Your rogue's been grabbed by a giant ape as the lizardmen all flee. You've got 12 hit points left, an 8 strength score, and it's your turn next. What are you gonna do? Well, the answer may surprise you. Hey guys, I'm Jared from Carpe Diem, and grapples in D&D are simple on paper, that is, until you're actually in one. So before we find out how to get our precious protagonist back from the inevitable clutches of death, let's go back to the start of this encounter. Here we are. Meet Pragar. He is a paladin and a part of a group about to surprise a camp full of lizardmen. He stealths his way up to the lizardman's sentry and he attempts to grapple him, but he can't. Why? Well, the rules state that a creature must have a hand free to grapple another creature. Some stat blocks and game effects allow a creature to grapple using a tentacle, a maw, or other body part. Whatever part a grappler uses, it can grapple only one creature at a time with that part, and the grappler can't use that part to target another creature unless it ends the grapple. So a grapple is actually a type of unarmed strike. Yep, just like what monks use. Except in the 2024 rules, an unarmed strike does one of three things. An unarmed strike can do damage, you can shove, or you can grapple. So if you grapple, you don't do any damage. So Pragar sheathes his sword and grapples the lizardman. The lizardman fails the roll and is now grappled. But wait, how do we determine if the lizardman is grappled? Choosing grapple as your unarmed strike makes the target succeed on either a strength or dexterity saving throw. The DC for the saving throw and any escape attempts equal 8, plus your strength modifier and proficiency bonus. This grapple is only possible if the target is no more than one size larger than you, and if you have a hand free to grab it. Pragar has a +2 strength modifier with a +4 unarmed proficiency bonus for unarmed attacks, and then we add the base 8. The lizardman fails and is given a nice warm hug. So what this basically means is that if you're a traditional sword and board type warrior, you're out of luck until you either drop or sheath your weapon. Remember that this is a free action, it doesn't take anything, but to pick it up or to pull it out usually is a full action. And grappling does not deal damage. With an unarmed strike, you can shove, you can deal damage, or you can grapple, but not all three. So when the plan goes wrong, as it always goes wrong, a lizardman successfully grapples Pragar. Now Pragar is already trying to fight another lizardman and he wants to finish it off. However, when he attacks the non-grappling grabby lizardman, he rolls at disadvantage. Why? Well, the rules state, for attacks affected, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. So if you're restrained by a grapple and you try to attack someone other than your grappler, you'll have disadvantage. Pragar hits the lizardman over the head, it goes down, and the grapple is ended. The condition also ends if the grappler has the incapacitated condition, or if the distance between the grappler target and the grappler exceeds the grapple's range. And of course, a grappled creature can use its action to make a strength or dexterity check against a grappler's escape DC, ending the condition on success. After hearing a big roar from off in the distance, all the lizardmen stop what they're doing. Hagar got himself in some trouble and was grabbed by a scale skin as well, but the creature on his turn was able to use its action to dash away. Why? As it says, the grappler can release the target at any time, no action required. And that's when the giant ape comes in. We find our daring rogue Slim now in the crusty clutches of a giant ape, being waved all around. In fact, it's really easy to move Slim around with no problem at all. Why? Even though Slim's speed is 0, he can be moved by the grappler. While this usually would have your move distance, as every foot of movement costs it 1 extra foot. However, since this toothy terror is large and Slim is small, he gets carried around like a Titanic toddler in his teddy bear. So if you're tiny or 2 sizes smaller than the grappler can move its full movement speed with you in its hand. So what can we do? Well, we roll with confidence. Why? Escaping a grapple can be done with either strength or dexterity. So your 8 strength rogue, well, they're going to be rolling acrobatics, not athletics. He uses his action to break the grappled condition, then uses disengage as a bonus action. Now, that's a special thing for rogues because anyone else would have to use an action to disengage, but rogues are the sneaky types. and Slim is able to escape the wrath of this jittery giant without a scratch. That's much better. So let's do a real quick review. To grapple someone, you must have one hand free. You make an unarmed strike and you still roll to hit that person. You choose one of three things. In this instance, we're going to choose Grapple, which does no damage. The target makes a strength or dexterity check. Saving throw. What's the roll? The targeted grapplee makes a saving throw against a DC that is your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus plus 8. And if they don't beat it, they're grappled. When you're grappling someone, you can move. Typically, it's at half distance, but if you're grappling somebody with a special condition, like they're itty-bitty, you can grab them in their hand and walk your full speed, your full movement. The person in the hand, if they try to attack anybody other than the person grappling them, they have a disadvantage, and a grapple can be dropped automatically, or when that person is incapacitated, or when the grappler and grapplee are farther than the grapple range, which is typically going to be 5 feet. Alright guys, I'm Jared, and if you learned something new, drop it down in the comments. Let me know what other rules you would like to go over in this kind of format. Like, subscribe, hit that little notification bell, do all the things, and don't forget to check out the other rules in our Carpe Codex.